Yo, bartender.
Bar's closed.
Hey, yo, bartender, what's good, man? Let me get a drink, man. Let me get a shot.
Hey, man, I know you just put up to the bar, but we closed.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man, I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Tell you what, I'm gonna get you one drink, cause it look like you need
one drink. I can do one drink. I can do one drink, cause I really yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things we're brought to you by is Minecraft. That's right. We're getting back to the thing that I'm trying to tell you we really look into more.
Yes.
Your mind is the number one thing you always want to make sure you get right. And I think a lot of bad relationships lead you to get healed, and you don't know how. Well, you can go to Minecraft Central, and you can find different things that can help you get you back on task.
Yes.
I use it for different things myself because, again, believe it or not, I'm dysfunctional, okay? I thought I had best ways, best practices, and my boy taught me, you don't even write it down, Jay. You got to write it down, you got to seek it out, and you also got to pay attention to it and also repeat it. You got to write it, repeat it, and do it. So I learned some processes.
Yes.
And I want y'all to, too,
yes.
by going to Minecraft with my boy Crack. Now, I got to get back to that person I just talked about. That person comes in my studio each and every time with a smile. Y'all women don't understand it, but y'all might want to look at it. Craftmatic, how you doing tonight, big baby?
Man, I'm doing lovely, bro. Doing lovely. Everything is good.
Coming in with that smile, you just
working hard, man. Working hard, seeing my my production. I'm seeing myself moving forward, progressing in life.
We like that.
And feeling good about life. I really reached a place in life where I decided that I'm just not going to worry about all the nonsense. I'm just going to focus on what I can focus on.
Okay.
And there's something in that message that just will woosah your spirit.
Ooh, who's that?
Just relax your spirit. So,
release.
Man, doing fabulous, Jay. How you doing, man?
Man, let me tell you, man. I've been doing a lot better. I've been up Tennessee and back since I ain't been up Tennessee as much. I gotta admit, it took off a lot of stress.
Okay.
And a lot of times people don't understand. They run after stuff, and you don't understand the things that's being put on you. And I had a lot on me, and a lot of it was something that I didn't balance well.
Yes.
So it played with my health.
Yes.
My timing, my balance. So I had to get things back in order.
Yeah.
And getting back down here, man, and getting back close to my family, and knowing I'm more balanced here, it works out.
Yeah.
Not saying I'm going to stay here, I'm going to be all over the place. But one of the things I got to tell you, you got to understand where you're going and what you're doing and balancing yourself.
There you go.
It's a balancing act that ain't easy. And one of the things I can say I'm very grateful for, because now I feel more in balance.
There you go. A great way to introduce our show. This is Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building.
And of course, we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fabulous dialogue. Yes. We're just going to chop it up here for about an hour, and there's going to be some magnificent things that come out of this discussion. I want you to capture them. Whatever that wisdom, that intelligence, that new understanding about this discussion, I want you to find a way to make it a stronghold in your spirit and be able to change your belief system or understand what's good, what's bad, what's right for you. It's just going to be therapeutic in today's session. In fact, we are talking about something that really touches most people's lives, which is dating, money, and sex.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Dating, money, and sex. And I have no idea where this conversation is going to go, but I do know that in the pre-work of this show, there was a lot of concerns and a lot of issues, and I think we're going to bring them out today. So I want you folks to sit back, relax, enjoy the show, enjoy what Jay and I got to say, our stories, etc.
Right.
And of course, we always start the show off with a prayer.
Hit him over the head there, Crab. Hit him over the head.
And let's just ask the Lord for a little understanding about our topic tonight, shall we?
Oh, works for me.
Heavenly Father, we come to you right now with our heads bowed and our hearts humbled, just thanking you for all that you are in our life.
Yes.
We thank you for your strength and your power and your love and your understanding. We thank you for your mercy and your grace in our life. We ask, Heavenly Father, that you would give us a new and powerful understanding on our topic tonight: dating, money, and sex. We're asking for an anointing conversation, that you would inspire us all to do better in our lives when it comes to these three areas. We're asking, Father, that you would strengthen us during this conversation. Give us right understanding. Give us the wisdom. Give us the courage to be the new person that we need to be based upon this conversation. We ask, Lord, that you would inspire it on high. Let it be powerful and anointing to your spirit. And we ask that you would be here with us tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Woo-wee.
I think we all need some understanding in this subject tonight.
Yeah, I think so.
Because most of us have lived lives off the beaten path.
Yes.
And we don't date quite right. We don't utilize money quite right. And we sometimes are engaged in, sexual energies and activities that we really shouldn't be engaged in. And so this is an opportunity for us to all grow and be better. And of course, I want to hear some real truths as we come out here tonight as well. I just wanted to plug one thing, Jay, before we get started.
Go for it, man. What you want to plug?
You mentioned Minecraft, and that you have to have an intention. You have to have, you got to be focused on who you are and what you want to do, and etc. And once you are focused on who you are and what you want to do, what's the most important thing that you can do to develop yourself is spend time developing yourself. Sometimes, we have these ideas that we need to pray about something.
Right.
But, 3 or 4 days ago, I told myself I needed to pray about this subject, and I still have not prayed over it. And it would only take 2 minutes of my time. It would only take a few moments of my time. It may only take you 3 or 4 or 5 minutes just before you fall off to sleep to pray to God for the things that you desire. But if you're not taking the time, then you're not displacing the energy of wholeness and perfection across your life. You are not allowing I did a prayer breakfast this past weekend. One of the things I didn't get a chance to say basically was that if you're not praying, then you're not building bridges over your own troubled waters. You have the ability to build bridges over your future troubled waters. And if you're not putting the time in to do the prayer, the energy and the effort, you're just not getting life done. Prayer is the way to get life done. Talking to yourself is the way to get life done. Self-affirmations and visualizations, reading the word, reading any book, any magazine, reading something so that no matter whether it's good or bad, you'll have a defiant choice at the end of getting that new information.
Got it.
And that's what life is about. It's about creating magnificent choices, and they are not always physical. Sometimes they are mental and spiritual choices. Choices to be happy, choices to follow your passion, choices to go to the left, choices to go to the right. It is the choices that make life loving and open and helpful and beautiful, etc. And so, but you're not going to get to those choices until you spend the time developing yourself.
Key point.
All right. Let's get the show started. Dating, money, and sex. What you got to say, Jay?
Wow. Dating, money, and sex. Let's look at some of these things separately. Look at dating. Today's time, I really feel like, it done got too evolved where, you used to go to the club and sit at the bar, see who you like, and you had to take that conscious effort to walk over to that table and
you got to put in work.
Yeah. And then if she was sitting with a girlfriend, and normally most women went out back in the day and still do, with their girlfriends, and there might be 2 or 3 or 4.
Okay.
And you had to walk over to the table, and you shooting your shot at one. But you already know you don't pick the right one. You're going to probably come back with your tail between your legs.
Yeah.
Because the girl's going to give you a little hell.
Yeah.
Well, it also built up your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get what I was going to say down. So when I approached that person, I won her over and I could get her away from her pack.
Okay.
And that's not an easy thing to do. Yeah. Now, I can go on certain apps. I ain't giving no apps, no credit right now. And I can swipe left, right. Okay. And then they like me. So now it matches me up and let me know this person likes me. It takes a little bit of that effort out of it.
Yes.
Because now I already know she liked me. So I'm not putting forth that extra. I'm more or less starting a conversation.
Yes.
And to me, she might be doing more of the talking than me. So I don't think we really learning each other like we used to.
Well, and that's a big part of the dating equation is that, we've gone from meeting people face to face to meeting people electronically. And in the process of meeting people electronically, the systems and the processes and the programs and the apps, they all can help us connect.
Mm-hmm.
Connect with people who may think like us or may have similar hobbies and habits, et cetera, et cetera. The challenge is that, once you start talking, you got to have something to say.
and again,
no matter whether you face to face or electronic. There's a lot of games in the electronic world, but notwithstanding games, one of the beautiful things about electronic, and I'm a victim of the program, Jay.
What's that, bro?
You can talk to too many people at one time.
Now, I knew you was gonna go there, and it is somewhat true, but it's hard to stay engaged because my whole thing is
but you got 3 or 4 good ones. You can hang on to that all night.
That's a good thing. Now.
Yeah,
you say a good one.
Yeah.
Now you get past some of the ones that don't seem like they're having a great conversation. Don't mean that they're bad people.
Yeah.
It's just everybody's not into that.
Right.
So if you grab somebody that can grab your attention, then again, it's no different than walking to that table. It's just always a good thing.
Yeah.
It's just in today's time, it seems like some people are so subtle and a lot of people are so against it.
Yeah.
That they do come off dry.
Yeah.
And then it takes you to motivate them. So a lot of times I motivate with people. I talk to them. I have a great conversation with them. I'm not always leading out to a long-term relationship. Yeah. I'm building a friendship.
Yeah.
Because again, what I do, and also I have to have a better understanding of you. Because I know on the date site, somebody always say to me, I'm looking for a serious relationship. I really feel like it can't get no serious than you getting a serious relationship as a friend. Because you got to build off of something. If I just go straight into a serious relationship and we ain't built no kind of chemistry and no kind of friendship, I really feel like that's going to be a disaster. I don't know if that's what they used to. That's not what I want. I want somebody that we're going to feed off each other. We're going to talk daily.
And listen.
And we're going to go somewhere because we're going to set some things in place.
That's maturity talking right there. We didn't feel that way as young men.
Oh, no, I ain't.
Right? So as we've become older, now we want something a little more. And we realize that we in the dating world, you've tried over and over and over and over, and you've dated dozens of people perhaps over the years. Mm-hmm. And now you're kind of numb to the whole process and you have nothing left from all of that effort. Now you feel like, hey, at least I want to be able to meet a friend. If somebody's going to come into my life, I want them to stick around for a while. Right. Whether we, go together or hang out or have sex or whatever, I want somebody who's quality enough that I want to talk to, whether we go together or not.
Correct.
Right? Let's turn the tables on this subject.
Which one now?
And let's turn it in a very, very hard right.
Okay.
Whether you are dating face to face or whether you start your dating online, it's going to be a point where these two people are going to have to come together and come together live and come together and start working on building, understanding if they want to date one another or start building a relationship, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. Now, men, we are so easy. We have a tendency to believe that any woman who we are interested in or any woman who we are dating, that we have a tendency to be very giving and we spend lots of money on these women.
Okay.
And I think women have gotten used to us spending money on them because that's kind of been the dating approach for many years. Men, if you've dated 10 women in, let's just say, the last 3 years, that every single one of them, you spent lots of money on those women.
Okay.
And so now women have gotten climatized to men using their, not just their personality, but their gifts to accompany the dating process, to the point that it seems like some women, maybe even a lot of women, will not date a man unless he can provide some money resources for the dating process and the relationship. How have we come to a place in dating where money matters more than the person? What's going on with that, Jay?
Now, that right there is going to be a little difficult. Now, and again, I'm going to speak for me. I'm the best person I can speak from. I like to say when I was younger, I didn't think about the money. I was just out there getting it. So I went out, I did different dates, and I can't even tell you what I spent, what I did.
But you know you spent money.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I did.
Yeah.
I know I didn't spend as much as I probably would now because I didn't have that much back then. But I spent enough to keep them interested and keep it going. Now I notice that I'm older and I got a little bit more money to be able to throw at that situation. I tend not to. Now, why? Is back when I was younger, I was just out there and I was just having fun. Okay. Now that I've been through everything and I've been married and everything else, now I'm looking for somebody that I can share a little bit more with. And I don't think leading off with money is going to be the best thing to do, because I really feel like with social media and how everybody throw it out there and how easy it look like it comes, I know it doesn't. So I'm not going to have some person looking at me thinking I'm going to pay all her bills and I'm going to do everything, and I don't know you. I'm not doing it. It's a waste of my time. And they be like, well, I'm going to find me a baller. Feel free. And let me tell you about this one. When they went out there and they found them a baller and they found out it wasn't all that, all of a sudden my line get hit again. But it's the same person that said that, I wanted you to do all this for me. But then when they get out there and they find out things ain't as easy as what they think, and then the ballers played them, now all of a sudden the good guy that I was trying to be is what you looking for. No, I'm not trying to be a substitute.
Yeah, and see, that's that's a real problem. You can't come back to me, after you realize it's bad somewhere else. That's some bullshit. You know what I mean?
I mean, because think about it.
But
they was throwing money to get her to do all kinds of things. I was trying to invest money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to invest in her for we could see where we was going to go and what we was going to do, instead of just paying for a club, paying for a trip. That, again, we doing all these little trips and stuff. But where are we headed? Am I looking for a long-term investment as in a wife? Or am I looking just for a good time? Because if I'm just looking for a good time, then, I can do cheaper trips. And that's because it's just for fun. If I'm investing, then I don't mind pouring more into. And that's where I start getting to, because they asking me for something other than what I want.
What do you think about? Here's my scenario.
What you got?
In the dating world, if I'm going to have a nice lady by my side, I like to do the nice things for her. I like to take her out. I like to, spend money and do stuff. And you spend the money and you do the stuff, and then it doesn't work out. We have nothing. We're left with nothing, right? And so, you can't date really without spending money. So do you automatically start saying, hey, right out the gate, hey, why don't we go Dutch? We're gonna do the first few days Dutch, you know what I'm saying? Make sure everything is copacetic, and then, or do you spend the money and take the chance and the risk? I mean, we're talking about dating and money.
A little bit of both. And I'm gonna tell you why. On the upfront, if I'm asking the person out, I'm paying.
If I'm asking them out, I'm paying.
I'm gonna pay. So, and I'm normally first dating you, I'm gonna pay. So I'm gonna go out, and I already know I'm gonna go to a certain place and I'm gonna spend a certain amount of money, because again, I'm trying to get to know you. I'm not allowing you to pick a place that I'm gonna spend a ridiculous amount of money and I don't know you like that. For you to feel good, for you to take pictures of the food to show your friends because you can't afford it. Just know that's not the best way to get to know me. That's a good way for you to be famous off of your Instagram and every damn thing else. Off of me, know me. Okay? Once you get to know me, then I can see better ways to invest my money in you compared to just giving it away to food and everything else. Now I got to pay for your friend that just tagged along because that's just the right thing to do. It might be right for you, it ain't right for me. If I'm trying to get to know you, I don't need your friend. If you bring her for security so you can sit off to the side, if it really feel like that, then we don't need to date. Because it's really simple to me. I don't have to waste money for I can impress you, and I don't even know what I'm impressing. And a lot of times we get this little chip on our shoulder, like, man, I can pay for this and I can pay for that. Yes, you can, but do you really want to waste your money Because after the end of that date and it don't go nowhere, now you feeling like a fool.
Because that's how we feel.
Right.
Like we're wasting our money.
And I'm not trying to waste. But
And we know, especially here in the big city, you know, that it just seems like women are more interested in the payday and the big show and the nice dinners than they are in having a relationship.
right.
And you know, and to be honest with you, ladies, you know, there's only gonna be about 10, maybe 15% of the guys in the world who are ballers.
Correct.
There's only gonna be there's a small percentage of guys who are not living paycheck to paycheck. It's really only like, it's 3% of people extremely wealthy. There's 10% of the people who never worry about money again. They do the right thing. Right. And then 60% of the people live paycheck to paycheck, and 27% of the people need financial assistance to live. So what that's suggesting is that 87% of the men who might be good men, worthy of dating and your time and attention, don't have the money to take you to the nice dinners and the trips that you want to do. And it's not that they're not good people. It's not that they can't have a conversation with you. It's not that they couldn't help you raise your kids or help you build your home or have a great future. But they get labeled as less than because they don't have those kinds of resources. And, that sends a message about from those women, that sends a message that, it's kind of a gold digger mentality. I'm not here to bring anybody down. I'm just opening the door to what really happens. Men will date for years and spend money and money and spend money and spend money. And at the end, it doesn't feel like that money is making a difference.
I agree.
It certainly gives you opportunities to have fun. It gives you opportunities to expose yourself to the city, to recreation, to concerts, and to different dinners, and meals, and buying gifts and all that stuff. But none of those things do much, or if anything, for him. So, women used to have the whole mentality, and I don't know if they still do nowadays, that men just want sex. Right? Mm-hmm. And, women have had that belief system about men for a long time. Oh, they just want to get some. That's all they want, right? Now men have come to the notion that women are on the same pathway with, I just want to get money. I just want to get paid. I only want, there was a Steve Harvey, I believe it was, or someone on TV recently was talking about, would you date a garbage man? And this lady was like, only if he owned a company, only if he owned a truck, right? So, here's a scenario where money is getting taken way out of perspective in the realm of relationships, particularly in the realm of dating. And, we can take this conversation right on into, money will get you sex. Yeah. I thought for many years, I didn't really understand, because I've never been a guy with big cars and wearing jewelry and showing people my flash. You couldn't see my prosperity by looking at me, But the guys who have the flash and show the prosperity, mm-hmm. they say women love it. And I used to hear rap songs about, she loved me, she wanted to get some because of my rims. You know what I'm saying? She like my Jesus piece. You know what I'm saying? She like my necklace, So now we're talking about a set of people, a set of men who may just use their prosperity and use their wealth to get women. And mostly to get sex. It is happening. We know it's happening, whether we want to talk about it, whether we want to be real about it. It is the foundation of the culture of humanity. Sex is happening all the time. A lot of sex is offered by way of money and resource and what you got and what you can do for me. Oh, and I'll come give you some because you got a nice crib. I want to come stay at your crib tonight. I want to come, oh yeah, you want me to go on this trip with you? Yeah, I know you need a cuddy buddy for the trip. I'll be happy to go on the cuddy buddy trip with you because you're paying for a trip to this and that. Right. And listen, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with getting it how you live. Right? Let's be real. You can get it how you live. But we have to understand that there will be repercussions to the realm of relationships because of behaving in this way. Okay. If you are only going to date a man because he got money, then you're going to find yourself rejecting a lot of good men. And that's going to create damage to men. If you are only going to date women just to get sex, you're probably going to hurt a lot of women. You're going to hurt their feelings. You're going to disrespect them. That has a price to pay on the other side of trying to find a good woman. Because at some point, we all going to stop playing and we all going to want something real. And when the realness, when the realness effect, the butterfly realness effect take place in our soul, and we find that we want something real, now we don't even know how to operate. We don't even know how to talk to somebody who ain't trying to get your ass or ain't trying to take your money, right? I find that there's some women that just a little bit edgy, kind of on the extreme. They don't even know how to take me. They don't even know how to have a conversation with me, because I'm not going to be talking about nonsense and BS. I'm not going to be looking all down their dress and all, down their shirt and trying to get close to them and rub on them. I don't operate that way at all. I operate in a classic way, a classy way. I'm going to treat you like a lady. As long as you act like a lady, you're going to get treated like a lady.
There you go.
But there are a lot of women who don't understand a man like that. Just like the woman who says, well, I'll date the guy who owns the truck, but I won't date the garbage man. But the garbage man may have just as clean and have just as much hygiene and just as much class and just as much poise as anybody else in the marketplace.
Let me have some fun with that one alone. The person that said that, I am not speaking you directly, whoever it is, from a celebrity to a regular person that thinks that. But let me give you a little clarity about the garbage man that you might not know. I don't know about the regular city worker, but a person who works at waste management at Advanced used to be, now it's waste management again because they bought them. And you start looking at BFI, which is a Republic. You look at GFL. I'm throwing some names out there. These big garbage companies, I work for them. These guys make close to six figures. Why are you talking about that?
Why are you talking about them? They got on boots that might not quite be Timberlands, but they look like Timberlands.
I know many of them got $500,000 homes. A lot of them are married and they do things great. And a lot of people say, I would never marry a person with CDLs. Well, a lot of women are married to these guys. I work with them hand in hand again. And I got nothing but salutes to all of them and all the different organizations that's out there. Because one of the things that people don't know is a hidden gem that they are very valued.
Yes.
So they're paid very well. So the ignorant person who was saying that don't really know. And that's why I say I kind of like it, because that's the person I know I wouldn't waste my time with. Yeah. Because, see, you kind of brainwashed. And you think you can say whatever you want out there to the world, and you need to stop.
Well, you don't understand how money works. There's something there's something very misleading about a hardworking man, right? A hardworking man probably dirty. Be a blue-collar worker, he got a little dirt on him from the day. He probably wearing those, green reflective vests, because he been out on a construction site.
Right.
But he making $120,000, $150,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I saw it all the time in the Mexican community. Mm-hmm. Right? These guys would come in there. They're kind of short, kind of petite guys. They look strong and healthy and vibrant guys, but they look like smaller guys and they're kind of dirty. They didn't shave that morning before they went to work, and they look kind of rough, right? But they're coming in to buy a $60,000 truck. They're coming in to buy their kids brand new Camaros for high school graduation. They're coming in buying their wife a brand new SUV and a brand new van and paying cash for it. See, we don't understand the how a real man looks in this world. The man who's producing great fruit doesn't look like what you women think he should look like. He's not going to have on a clean shirt. He may not have his hair cut. He may not have shaved that day. He may not have on the shoes that are appealing to you. Nope. And even that guy, when he goes out to the club, when he goes out that night, he dressing comfortable. He ain't dressing to impress you. Nope. He got money in his pocket. He don't need to impress you. That's another thing. A guy who has something doesn't need to impress you. You need to impress him, right? You'll have a gold mine standing right in front of you, a dude who can make your wildest dreams come true. But you ain't looking at him like that because you are looking at his outer and you have never seen his inner. You've never seen his heart. You've never seen what he got to say. You've never heard, where his interests lie. You've never heard his passion and vision. And so now you done judged him from the outside, and and he truly is a dime piece, right? You don't never see when he get home and he get cleaned up in the afternoon, he put on some super fly gear. He gonna have a nice meal. He go and take care of his mom. He's sending his family flowers and he's doing lovely things. You have to get away from the surface stuff. And money has caused a lot of people, not just women, but a lot of people to think surface. Sure. We know in Atlanta, I think it's a phenomenon. Right? It is a phenomenon to me because I come from small town USA. Okay. But there are a lot of men who date prosperous women. And these women take them on trips. These women are buying them cars. They put money in their pocket. These women are taking care of these dudes. Now, that's not my methodology. I don't operate in that zone. But hey, if you go find you a good woman who's rich, then take good care of her and she'll take good care of you. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't look for the money. Don't let the money lead the relationship because you're not going to reach any depth. The first thing that she does that you don't like, the first thing that he does that you don't like, you are automatically out of the game. No. Oh, you did this, so you're out of the game. But what all you're doing is throwing away your own resources because you ain't there. You only came there because of the resources anyway. You really didn't like him. You really didn't think it was cute. I seen a super fine dime piece the other day with a dude who looked like Boo Boo the Fool. I'm not sure what was going on there. I'm thinking that he had some paper because he was wearing some Louis V shoes. Mm-hmm. He had on a fly little gear, but he was ugly, in my opinion. Right. I'm wondering what's she doing with him. Well, we get out to the parking lot. He driving one of the latest Rangers, right? Mm-hmm. He driving one of the latest Range Rovers. Now I can see what's happening. So now that I know he driving one of the latest Range Rovers, he probably pulling up in a nice crib, whether it's home or a condo or some spot he got. So I done seen the whole episode right in front of me, just walking next to a couple at the grocery store. Okay. Stop playing with that money thing. Let's get to some real love, man. Let's get to some real some real flavor when it comes to getting to know women, getting to know men in the dating world. Let's not let money lead the show because it's going to lead to a dead end, right?
Well, let's have some fun. Well, you mentioned about, I told you I would pay for the first date because, again, if I ask you, how do I pay? So if I pay for the first date, I'll try to play somewhere decent. I ain't going to need to tell you no roof, Chris. I'm not going to... flaunt. I'm gonna go on lower end. I mean, I like Red Lobster. I like Charlie's. I'll throw some other names out there. Applebee's. And they'd be like, well, why would you go? Because I'm going someplace where I can sit down and I can talk to you. I mean, it's not just about money. And the first date, it can be you at over a Starbucks. Yeah. I can do it over a drink. They'd be like, why Starbucks? If you like coffee, because my whole thing is to get to know you. Right. Not to impress you of what different restaurants I can afford. Right. That's where I think the wrongness comes from. I'm willing to do that. Now check it out. We have a great time. We eat or just have coffee or whatever. If I like the vibe, I might ask her out again. Yeah. And I'll pay for the next one. Yeah. I have no problem with that. But by the time I go a second, third date, and she's never ever mentioned about going out with me or taking me anywhere, I don't care, rich, poor, or whatever. This time. I'm automatically starting to devalue what I'm thinking going on. No different than if I'm polite and I open the car door. Right. I'm going to take my time going on my side. And if she ain't putting no effort in trying to open my door to help me out, then I already know she was just taught one way. So it's things that you can put nuggets together to fill out who you have with you. Because I'm so sick and tired of somebody saying what we should do, and you don't even regurgitate some of the kind acts that a person do for you.
Listen, I have said this so many times, and again, women, this is not to come down on you, which I'm just sharing my own understanding, my own perception of things, right? Mm-hmm. Men are sharing we're sharing our own realities of things, right? It just doesn't seem like if I take you out one night and I spend $300 on you that night, and we had a good time, it doesn't seem like the value of the money is there. It might have took me 10, 20, maybe even 30 hours to make that $300. But I dropped $300 in 3 hours and the money gone, and all the effort that I put in just doesn't seem like it's there at the end of that night, at the end of that day. I'm saying this, I come to this point. Men in general, I think, anybody who's dating and who's looking for a partner, we're looking for a teammate. If I go out and I spend a lot of money on you in one evening, I need to hear that from you in some way a day or two later. And I don't have to hear it through your mouth. I might hear it through favor. Oh, you took me out last night. Let me take you out tonight.
There you go.
Oh, you know what? You've been taking me out all week. You took me out twice this week. Let me fix you one of the good homemade dinners that you like. What's your favorite, right? Oh, you know what? You've been taking me out. I fixed dinner last night for me and the kids. I fixed you a plate. I'm going to go ahead and bring you a plate so you can have it for lunch to work tomorrow. When I see your effort supporting all of my giving, now I got a team member.
Yeah.
When I see you helping me, when I see you wanting to support, that's cool. But don't let me take you out 2 or 3 nights, 2 or 3 or 4 nights in a week. I done spent $600-800 or potentially $1,000 if we traveling, and you don't want to pull no money out of your pocket?
No.
We get to the convenience store to buy waters and beverages for the night and snacks, and you don't want to spend $20?
You know
I
what you're
got a
messing with.
problem with that, because in a very short period of time, it looks like you're a taker, and nobody likes a taker. Nobody likes somebody who just come to get gravy. We want to see effort. We want to see support. It's not about the money. And my friend Rock here said it best during our pre-show. He said it's not about the money. He says it's the principality.
That's right.
It's the principle of the thing, right? And we was kind of hazing him because he went to a little spot, a little Tuesday night spot, right? What they call it, $2 Tuesday. And so he had this young lady was with him, and he gave her $4. And she went to the bar and came back and asked for some more. He was like, you must really be broke. He was like, you must really be broke. You know what I'm saying? Come back and ask for some more money. If I gave you $4, you should put $4 with it, bring us both a drink back. Come on now. I mean, but here is the principality. The principle is that he's looking for a team player.
Correct.
I gave you some money to go to the bar. I'm thinking you might come back with an hors d'oeuvre or appetizer or something for me. I bought the drinks. You could buy something for me, right?
Yeah. Don't.
You listen. It doesn't take very long. Maybe the second or third date before we start to realize what's going on.
I like to say before I even go that far, because again, I like what you're saying.
Excuse me.
If I did something and I haven't met with you and I didn't really get the vibe, and then I see that you're not trying to, like if I paid, let's just say my bill's $100.
Right.
And you want to throw a tip on the table. She ain't throwing a tip. She ain't doing that. She feel like I'm supposed to handle everything. It's a mentality that you might want to catch on to. Through the conversation, you feel like a man got to do everything. But again,
That's
since
right.
you didn't have one, you worked hard and you did everything. So now that you have one in front of you, it makes me realize you don't see what's in front of you. So you continue to do what you do. But now it's my money is for me, and I had to spend your money. And you don't even catch on to that, but I'm going to catch it quick. Because then you're going to be wondering why I ain't take your ass out no more.
Yeah.
Why ain't I calling?
Yeah.
Because I caught on to that, and it's easy. But I'm going to go to the money side.
Yeah.
Having money and knowing these things are out there, it's a control factor. I like to say now that I have one, I probably pay a lot less. Because now they're trying to be more impressive than me because they want me to spend. And I'm kind of quick to not want to because I really don't feel like I'm pressed to.
Right.
And that's where it kind of shifts. So when you want to chase after somebody with money, please understand that's more of a control thing because you're trying to seek after something you don't have.
Yeah.
He have it. So if I know I want to spend a certain amount of money and you're going to do a certain amount of things, it's a control thing. And it's easy for me to control you because you don't have it.
Yeah.
But then when it don't work out, you feel like you're a fool because you should got more of this or that. But no, I help make you into what you are.
Yeah.
I can be a whole maker.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Yeah.
If you keep chasing it, it's easy to control that person. Then you're going to start belittling yourself. You start feeling bad. And then you don't want that person. Now you're going back down because now you don't want it. I don't want to say all rich people are assholes. They can be. Because they ain't going to give their money away all the time. They like making money. So they're going to do what they want to express themselves, whatever they want to do. And I hate to say a lot of them got some crazy fetishes.
Yes, they do.
Now, when it comes to that, you better be used to it and better be understanding of it because you reaching out and trying to grab something that you don't have. I would rather meet somebody to have something like me and we can kind of work with each other. I like to be able to go on different dates. I like to do different things. When I'm having a down day, this person's talking about taking me on a trip.
Right.
You know, knowing if you take me on a trip, whatever's on the side, anything that we do, I got it. Now, see, I like that. I ain't saying you got to be rich. Sometimes you got to plan it out, but at least you got somebody that got something for you.
Yeah.
I got your back.
Yeah.
I got your
And
comfort.
listen, ain't nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned staycation.
Ooh, come on now.
And that can be a hotel downtown in your local city and go and look from the 25th floor over the city and have you some bubbly and make sweet love all weekend. And you'll come home Sunday night not even tired and without the travel time.
They say all day long,
Right.
man, you got a nice home, man. Why don't you pay for a hotel? It's the experience.
It's experience.
I want the experience.
all the
I
time.
want to get away from what my norm is. I
Yeah.
want to enjoy life in a way that we both have experience. We
Yeah.
both got memories.
Yeah.
Not just saying we got to be frugal with everything, but again, frugal is not a bad thing. I like to say things need to be planned out. But if we're just dating, let's care for each other in a way that we can see it back and forth. And then I really feel like it's a better growth. But unfortunately, what I'm saying now is, what can you do for me? Well, if you throw money out there and you give me a price, and it's a price that I can afford, please understand the relationship ain't gonna go no further than that price.
Yeah.
You just handicapped yourself to a relationship because now that you put yourself in this little bottle, it might be one that I can afford. You be like, well, dang, we was together 3 or 4 years. Well, you just bought time. That's all you bought. Because again, you gave me your price, I paid it, but now I have no interest because I'm already looking past you. You showed me a side that I ain't care for.
Yeah, and I think women do that as well. You know, if you're a guy and you show yourself as only wanting to touch on them, only wanting a body, only wanting sex, she's gonna put you in a category, and you're pretty much not gonna get anywhere from there. You know, I have seen a lot of men try to date or talk to who I believe is a good woman,
Mm-hmm.
and they were treating her less than a good woman, and she wasn't having it.
Mm-hmm.
And they couldn't figure out what was wrong. Problem is that she just wasn't about that BS. She wasn't about that nonsense.
Well,
she was about that real, you know?
I met one that she went out with a guy, had a lot of money, took her on nice trips and everything. He got mad at her. Took her on a trip, she ain't do nothing. She felt like just because you paying for the trip don't mean I'm going to sleep with you.
Ooh, that's a touchy one right there, boy.
So again, I do agree that if you knew you was going on this trip and you knew what it was, you know, you ain't got to be. But again, that's her and her body. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
But the funny thing to me is when I met her and she's telling me about this and we sat there and we talked. And I didn't have to talk to her long. And me and her ended up smashing, you know, and we laying there, we chilling. And I'm like, you know, you could have did the same thing. She said, why would I do this to a person I didn't even care for compared to giving it to a person that I like? So I was like, you didn't even like him? She said, there wasn't no reason to. He never treated me with any kind of respect that made me even want to like him. But he did do things for me that nobody else would do.
Yeah, and see, that's the problem. You can't be receiving the things that people, that people do for you and then don't want to support them in the things that they need. That's
It can be a selfish thing, man, but dog eat dog world. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying better or worse because, again, he paid for that trip. You know, I kind of felt,
that's
I felt like that was him because, again, I had a communication with her that didn't require money, okay? We talked, we kicked it, and we didn't do a lot. But she caught the vibe. But then later on, when we got to a point that we did, it wasn't about all that.
If you only like me because I can take you on a trip, or if you were trying to holler at me and spend time with me because I know I can take you on this trip this summer, I mean, that's a game right there, bruh. That's running game. And I would imagine he probably saw it, and that's why he could be potentially so upset why she didn't give him sex. Like, I know you just using me for money. I know the only reason you here is because I do nice things for you. And so the only reason you here is because I need some good loving while I'm on this trip. And so, there's both parties are potentially wrong, but they both have a baseline understanding of what it's supposed to be.
I'm wrong as all get out. Because if I pay for a trip, and I'm telling you, we're going on this trip, we're gonna have we gonna have a great time.
Listen,
but to me, I'm gonna make sure that vibe is there before I even offer you this
that's
trip.
exactly right.
So again, you gotta not put yourself in a bad position.
But even if the vibe ain't there right before the trip, when I get on the trip, when it come nighttime, I'm gonna reach over there and rub on you a little bit, and I need you to be open and receptive to that. Responsive in all kinds of ways, right? You know, it's basically a situation where two people are using one another. It happens all the time. And we're just trying to wake everybody up to the scenario. What's right for you, right? What's right for you? I think we're just about out of time. Is that right? Okay. Yeah. So, you know, and I hope we did this subject some justice. You know, I think we covered all the corners.
I think it could be a part 2 to this one.
Well, it could be. It absolutely could be. But this has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building.
And we want to thank you folks for being with us tonight. Just again, trying to be leaders in our own community. And talk about things that might be a little more difficult for other platforms to talk about. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8, Facebook Live. And of course, we've got hundreds of shows in our inventory. If you just like talk radio and you want to hear a great conversation about a really off-the-cuff subject, come and check out Bar Talk with Jay. We'd love to have you here. Please like, share, subscribe, and send us all your feedback. And of course, never forget, folks, that we love you, we appreciate you, and with that, we are out.
Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.